Hey, it's Big Bob again, and we're still at Wednesday, October the 12th, 2016, and this is part two. As you might remember, it's important when I do my devos that I shut off, that I put on do not disturb and airport mode so that nobody can call in. So my wife is calling, and here we are, look, Brookside, John Wells deal there. All right. And these doors are made, look at this. Aren't these doors amazing? Look at how beautiful these are. Wow, amazing. And abundance. Today's, morning, good to see you. Today's word is abundance, abundance. And look, they have an abundance of events here. Well, we were just speaking about the fact that when we have an abundance of something, it's up to our own human will and choice a lot of times to determine what we have an abundance of. As you go through life, we have a choice. We can be abundant in the Holy Spirit. Look at Mother Teresa, and now I think she is Saint Teresa, and she gave her life to an abundance of service and ministry and humility. Have abundance of those barrels there. And we have a choice in our own life. Do we want to have an abundance of grace and kindness and love and support for people, or do we want to have an abundance of material possessions? What is our choice? We can have, love driving these little golf carts around, so cute. It's our choice. We can decide what we want to have in our lives. Look at this. Notice you're within a golf course area. You assume the risk of golf balls or other recreational users. Wow, how about that? Just covering themselves just in case. Well, so we have that choice to receive, accept. I had an abundance of couches, and so a couple days ago I got rid of a couple of couches, just let them go. And I have a lot of possessions, and I just got another bookcase here a day or two ago, and so I didn't even receive it. I just passed it right on through and took it out to the ranch, and those folks out there were just ecstatic. I got an abundance of pillows, gave them away. The Dream Center in Los Angeles is an amazing place, and there's an abundance of space, an abundance of resources. Pastor Matthew Barnett, he's actually training right here on this loop. I don't know if he's coming here right now, but he is training on the loop. He's going to be doing the 777 challenge. That's going to be an abundance of marathons. And go to Face Yourself. I think it's faceyourself.com, but look it up, Face Yourself. And that's the challenge there. He's facing the issues in his life. He's leading his congregation down there at Angelus Temple and Dream Center, and facing everyone that is a member of that church is facing issues and things in their own life. Each one of us, the Bible talks about it, has a duty to steward or to administrate the elements of our life that we are given. If we're given a husband or a wife, then we need to be respectful. We need to be honoring of our husband, of our wife. We need to administrate that abundance, because we go into every relationship with an abundance of resources, and it's up to us to take those resources and to administrate them correctly, and to administrate them in a way that is glorifying to God, and that will be a blessing to both the people that are involved, and be a blessing to, let's try something here, see if this works here. All right, so it'd be a blessing to both the people that are near us, and a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. Let's see if I can get this to go like this. Here we go, this will work. All right, so a little bit taller here. So today I would like to suggest and recommend that we use our day-to-day to take an inventory and to see, are we abundantly fruitful in our grace and our mercy and our kindness and our giving and our fruitfulness, or are we abundant in things that are not necessary? Are we abundant in areas that are not important, that are not fruitful? We have to make that determination with the Lord. For me, in the back of this car, I have an abundance of equipment. And for any other Tom, Dick, Sally, Sam, or Jose, they'd think, what is all this stuff? But for me, in my position as a servant, I am constantly in need of what's in this car. I worked on a little job yesterday, and I needed to have the equipment and the particulars that were in this vehicle. I had to have the electrical tape. I had to have the digging tools. I needed to have all of the different little elements that were in the car. The needle nose pliers. I needed the regular Phillips head. I needed to have the flat head. I had to have the drill. I mean, there was just so many things that became necessary for me as I was working on this little project. I had to have a pipe cutter because of the fact that the pipe that had broken off had been glued in, and so I couldn't just unscrew it. I had to cut it off, actually, and then I put a brand new attachment on there and I glued that on. So now there's a new attachment. Then I had to have anchors, and I had to have a concrete bit. I had an abundance of all these tools that in my particular line of work I needed. Now, if I was just sitting around the desk, click, click, clack, 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 click, 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 then I wouldn't need to have all. They'd be like, what do you got all this stuff for? You don't need any concrete bits. And by the way, when I have my concrete bits, I have countless. I mean, if I have a little tiny, 3/16 bit, I got 4 or 5 of them for concrete. If I have a 1/4 inch bit, I got 4 or 5. Because when you're drilling concrete, the thing gets hot real fast. And so what I found is if I have multiple bits, I drill it through, I switch it out, drill it through, switch. I just keep the abundance is a blessing. These little charger packs. I have little charger packs for the. Let me see. I'll move this over here. I got some big guys up here with the bikes, and they're big guys on bikes. I guess they're trying to get smaller. It's way down here at the bottom of the box. Here we go, and now they're having a little race. Alrighty, ooh, here it is. Finally, you've seen these before, I know, and that is these charger packs. See? They have the Velcro on there on both sides. So I have an abundance of these charger packs. I must have almost 12 of them. And people say, well, why in the world do they have all those charger packs? You got a little too many. You only got one phone, just have one battery. Well, the problem is if you don't have enough charger packs, well, people forget to charge them. People don't know where they are. People hoard them, and then they say, "Well, I need to have a charger pack. I gotta have a charger pack. Can you get me a charger pack?" And I'm like, I like to be able to have what I need for service. And if I don't have what I need for service, then something's wrong. I gotta rethink. So determine what it is that you need to have for your service. How are you serving the Lord? How are you serving the community? Heard of a story, and there was a little boy who participated in ministry to the homeless. And this little fella was sure a smart guy. And so he asked his mom, he said, Mama, why are we here? Mama, how come we're doing that? Mama, how can we do that? Mama, why don't they buy their own socks? And Mama said, well, they can't afford the socks. They haven't got a job. Well, why don't they have a job? You know how kids are. Why? Well, son, it's that they didn't go to school. He said, and ever since that day, this little fella is like really motivated to go to school. He doesn't want to be homeless. He wants to go to school. And the thing is that they were somewhere else and they saw someone who was, down and out. And so little Ethan said, Mama. Yeah, it's my stepson that is doing all this. He said, Mama, do we have any socks? And Mom was like, no, son, we haven't got any socks. Those were given, those were like a whole effort to do that. But if you really wanted to be a blessing to somebody, maybe you get a bunch of scarves and then pass out a scarf to people and say, God bless you. Have gift cards. Gift cards that are good for food. Like, give them a gift card to McDonald's. Get a whole bunch of $3 or $4, $5 McDonald's cards and hand them a McDonald's card. So here you go. Give them, if you can get some materials from the Gideons or get some materials, you can maybe print up something and you can pass out a card and say, here you go, this is for you. That would be amazing, wouldn't it be? So let's start to think about where's our abundance? What are we doing with our abundance? And if we have an abundance of things, 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 and we're not using those things to give, to bless, to keep, I think that's why I feel a little uncomfortable. It's always nice to see Robin, can't remember his name, but Homes of the Rich and Famous. Remember in the 80s? He was, and now it was Robin, somebody, and Robin Leach. And now we're here with the Homes of the Rich and Famous. I was just watching a show earlier. I don't know how I got on my phone. I was trying to tape something else, but I picked up on, and they were in Louisiana, and they were like looking at these gorgeous homes. I mean, Tiffany glass, and everything was perfect, and it was so sweet, and everything was so awesome. And I thought, that's very nice, and yes, it's very sweet to have a living room as big as a football stadium, but is that serving the world? I mean, how is that serving the world? It's very luxurious, it's very sweet and nice, but I don't see that as being a great testimony for the kingdom. That, oh yeah, I have my mansion right now. Well, when we get to heaven, there's not going to be any more crying or tears. There won't be any more pain or suffering. There won't be any more shingles. There won't be any more crime. There won't be any more problems. So then we can enjoy our mansion. We can enjoy our luxurious Shangri-La. And you might say, well, Bob, thank you, sir. The guy's blinking at me like he thinks that I'm supposed to race ahead here. But on this earth, we're called to be servants. On this earth, we're called to give. On this earth, we're called to take what we have and to let it flow through us. And not to be a stopper person. I don't even like to put a stopper in the sink, to tell you the truth. I have a relative of mine that he likes to stop the sink up. Let's put a stopper in it. I'm like, no. I want the water to just flow through. If I'm washing dishes, I want clean water. I don't want to put dishes in old icky water, that's been sitting there. Praise your name, Lord. I mentioned this earlier. If you don't know Christ, go ahead and get to know Jesus. Jesus will show you how to have abundance or what to do with the abundance you have. And some people have an abundance of hair and they let it go real long, they cut it, and then they give it away to locks of love. Jay Leno's got an abundance of cars. And it's amazing how it's a good thing. I think it's better that he spent money on cars than on alcohol. I think it's better he spent money, better he's preserving cars than spending money on other stuff that won't last. We mentioned in the written Devo that sand is an issue. So if you're just investing in sand, that's like, really? Sand? It's not really going to do a whole lot for you. Well, check it out. This is Bob. I love you. You can reach me at 213-713-8954. This is Pastor Dan Bond Devotional on YouTube. Love you. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you.